Hello everyone, I'm going to talk about bioregional planning as this is an important topic to consider in urban and regional planning. As it is a relatively new paradigm in the field of regional planning and is still being developed, not many countries have implemented this except for a few more developed countries or regions such as the European Union, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, the United States, and a few other places. As ecology exists both on land and underwater, bioregional planning can be divided into terrestrial and marine, as shown here in the EU and Australia. This reflection will also provide a unique perspective from the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, or RCEP. My reflection will be mainly drawn from two sources, which are the New South Wales Office of Environment and Heritage website and the lecture given by Kirkpatrick Sale in 1983. As I'm reflecting on the importance of bioregional planning, I'll also argue why Southeast Asia, where I'm from, and its neighboring countries must implement bioregional planning collaboratively. But before that, let us first understand what is bioregional planning. Bioregional planning is the planning of large land areas which are characterized by broad landscape scale, natural features, and environmental processes that influence the functions of entire ecosystems. A bioregion is an ecologically and geographically defined area that is smaller than an ecozone, but larger than an ecoregion or an ecosystem. Each bioregion captures large-scale geophysical patterns in the landscape. These patterns in the landscape are linked to flora and fauna assemblages and processes at the ecosystem scale, thus providing a useful means for simplifying and reporting on more complex patterns of biodiversity. We have to remember that biodiversity is influenced by, but does not recognize, administrative boundaries, which is another reason to use bioregional approach to assess all land across the region. To make decisions about biodiversity, we need to understand where species occur, the habitats they occur in, and the ecological processes that drive those habitats, and larger groupings of communities. After the information on biodiversity such as flora and fauna is gathered, data such as climate, histology, geology, landform, vegetation, land use, and other attributes provided the means of rationalizing bioregions. While bioregional planning is important across the globe, arguably it is more important in some places than others. There are 17 mega biodiverse countries which harbor more than 80% of all species which currently exist on Earth. Hence, bioregional planning is more important in these countries than others due to their higher biodiversity to land ratio. Preservation efforts in these areas for future generations require careful bioregional planning. While I would like to talk about all 17 mega biodiverse countries, it is better to focus on the region where I'm from in this short audio-visual reflection. I'm from Southeast Asia, but it is important to think in the bigger picture as bioregions do not stop at the demarcation of national borders. Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, RCEP, or also known as ASEAN Plus 6, is a proposed free trade agreement between the 10 states of ASEAN and China, South Korea, Japan, India, Australia, and New Zealand. It makes sense to collaborate economically in a regional scale due to the rapid socio-economic progress in recent decades. However, I think RCEP should also look into collaboration beyond economics, as our society and economy hinge upon the larger environment. It is important to implement bioregional planning in RCEP in an approach that is both integrated and comprehensive, as RCEP includes 6 out of 17 mega-diverse countries. Implementing bioregional planning in the regional scale will facilitate technical transfer from more developed countries such as Australia and New Zealand to less developed countries where such a mechanism do not yet exist or is still being developed. If PNG, Papua New Guinea, would join ASEAN in the future, RCEP will cover 41.2% of all mega-diverse countries on Earth, indicating the significance par excellence of bioregional planning in RCEP. What we know today is that bioregional planning hasn't been implemented equally across the RCEP nations. Although this might sound like a new concept, the idea of planning for a bioregion is not new to the indigenous peoples throughout the world, as well as this region. Bioregional planning is a modern version of a time-worn perception of the world that has been held by indigenous cultures for millennia. It provides spatial frameworks for the integration of complex interrelated social and ecological systems and the institutional arrangements for their management. Besides, it facilitates conservation and protection of each unique bioregion and ecosystem. Additionally, it ensures intergenerational equity, food and water securities, and socio-economic prosperity in the long run. We need to implement bioregional planning for the sake of the future survival of humanity and the larger environment they inhabit in. Having said this, I believe that ecology should be placed equally with humanity. And hopefully, we will transition rapidly into planning for sustainable development. Without a doubt, bioregional planning is one method we could achieve that. Thank you.